is recording everything, right?
Yep.
All right. If you haven't followed the, we don't have an overriding name for this, but it's the teletherapy, which I started doing. I called it proxycologist, getting other people's problems and then delivering them all to some poor fucking, so they're all mine.
It's not called Dupe and Judith.
No, that was before Judith. I would switch up all the time. I get a different therapist, but then I thought, wouldn't it be funny to just unload a bunch of shit? We found Judith, and I thought my idea was to tell her actual true stories, but make them sound like a raving lunatic. That's why I'm afraid of being poisoned or exterminated or even arrested by Putin now that he's some ally. Because I was there and the forest people helped me launch this heavy artillery at the Russians. And then I was just as like a lone wolf.
You took a chance.
Yeah, about fucking Ukraine, and now Putin's probably going to have me killed, and Johnny Depp won't answer my calls, so I can't be in exile on his island, and fucking... I get being drugged at Joe Rogan's podcast, or on my way to the podcast. Just all this stuff that sounded like, and she never once balked and said, "Oh, you're a fucking insane person." She just, so then we did another one when Andy and I are going on the road. Andy and I did one together with Judith, but we couldn't say we're comedians. We said we were hustling karaoke town to town, and as long as it's based somewhat in truth, and then we had to make up one to get Chad involved. So we said we're running off with the Carnival, and Chad is our fucking henchman. So Chad had a cameo at the end of that one, and now Andy's obviously not here. We got to figure out where Andy is. I think that he's seeing a specialist about gender reassignment, because you think that would be good for a freak show.
I've been talking him into it.
It's like a job requirement.
Is that legal? Oh, shit.
I guess they can still pay for it under some of the Biden administration laws that have not been struck down yet. So, but he has to pretend that he's still in grade school. This is going to be tough to pull off. I don't know.
We've been waxing him in the clown tent on a regular basis, so he doesn't have pubic hair.
This is going to be a very difficult one to not laugh through. So today, episode 4, because we're going to release, I want to release these binge style, do 5 or 6, because now we're, and you know what, thanks to Kat from Stephen Cat, because on your Twitch, which I fucking absolutely love and listen to all day. The weather report in the morning, just the police scanner. I have that on all day and get in the chat. And Stephen Cat, I go, I still haven't figured out the angle for this next one. And she goes, you know, when you guys just, the more true it is, the funnier it is. And I go, yeah, you're right. Well, we're trying to move Vegas tickets. So I'm going to say that you've been demoted and I've been promoted, but we're both in promotions now for the big Vegas Carnival. And he's very upset because he liked his old job where he never had to leave the trailer. And now he's going to have to go out in public, which is basically true. And I'm in charge of promotion because the owner of the whole thing won't be there. He'll be working on the haunted house, the other part of the carnival. So I'm in charge of, putting butts in seats. You know what they say, Judith? And I'm under a lot of pressure because the carnival has to reinvent itself every year. So we have, i.e., gotta have a fucking new act. All right, so the keys are to try to engage her as much as possible, leave her with a question.
Make her do her job.
Yeah, because she does have, she's very sweet, but she does have, opinions that we've never, when it was the Putin thing, she'd start to chime in about, her opinions of the news, and I never let her go far enough with that. So if she starts talking, Just agree with her and goad her for more.
Yeah.
This is the best therapy you can get. I try to leave the name brand out, but you probably, if you listen to podcasts, you can probably guess. All right, I'm not going to fucking run through all these jokes because, I kind of want to make you laugh.
I know. I know that's the thing.
And the cliffhanger is just, we have to see if we sell out Vegas because my future rides on it.
And if Andy's going to be there, and if he'll be a man or a woman.
Yeah, we haven't sold out Vegas, and every time I talk to them about a ticket count, they always bring up this. They want me to host a fucking, like a chicken wing bowl that they used to do all the time the day before Super Bowl. They want me to go to Vegas and host a chicken wing freaking eating competition. And I told them, I think that's more like kind of a Bert Kreischer gig. I mean, like he's got that personality. I write bits and I deliver them. I don't riff on chicken wing competitions. I'm not that comic. It wasn't a slam on Bert. I can see Bert doing something like that and succeeding, excelling at it. I'm not that guy. And they keep bringing up this fucking chicken wing thing. Hey, can we fucking focus on September? They want me to do a set, too. They want me to do a show on Friday, which would have to be a Doug Stanhope and Friends, which this one is turning into because it's fucking, we added Annie Letterman to Vegas, and then I just got a fucking email from Tim Dillon who wants to do a set there. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a Doug Stanhope and Friends. I can save my whole fucking act for Super Bowl chicken wing prelims. I don't fucking know. Yeah.
Starts now. Join it, join if you want to.
Hello.
Well, there he is. Live and breathe.
And I can hear you.
Oh, my God. How the heck are you?
Oh, my goodness. It's been a wild ride. And I'm glad I
believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. And who is that sitting next to you?
Now, if you remember Mr. Shank from the Carnival.
I do.
You do, and he's averse to therapy, as a lot of people are, because there's a stigma.
Then he doesn't have to.
But what I did after our last session, and it's been a while.
Yeah.
You sent me some notes through the service saying, I think Mr. Shank is going to be great for you, and you were right again, like Tarmac the Magician or something, whatever Johnny Carson used to play.
Some kind of a magician, right?
What was it?
I said some kind of a magician, but I still can't pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Well, you know, they're an invasive species, so they're just going to eat your garden. Speaking of garden, I love your blouse.
Why, thank you. I get a lot of compliments for this one. This is the colors are all, it says, go. For the bottom of the shirt says Gauguin. You know who Gauguin is as an artist?
Oh, okay.
He moved to Tahiti, and he did a lot of his painting and a lot of his work there. So it has that kind of look. It became very, very famous and very popular.
Right.
I'm a big fan of Gauguin.
Yeah, it's a Gauguin.
I've never been to Tahiti, but I know Marlon Brando moved there once, and my great friend I don't talk to, Johnny Depp, was also inspired by Marlon Brando, so I want to go to Tahiti.
That would make sense.
Right.
The little thing that just popped up here, which is interesting, it says Stanhope is waiting. Your next video room session starts in 2 minutes ago. It's like we're not on, you know?
Are we going back in time?
Stanhope is waiting in the video room for you. Join now. So I'm going to push that button.
Okay.
And then it just gets rid of
Judith, if we get disconnected, I'll just start over from scratch. But go ahead and press that button.
No, we should know. Right now we're perfect. Let's hope we just stay that way.
Okay, great.
Oh, it's letting me know that our session started, and it doesn't realize that we're talking.
That's
So
all
I'm
right.
It's perfect.
It's fine. You know what? It's kind of like Big Brother is watching but not paying attention.
Where are you?
We're back at the compound in New Mexico with the
Oh,
Carnival.
you are.
Andy
I
couldn't
was
be
trying to figure
here.
out where could you possibly be.
Yes, but we've been on the road and touring. It's been fantastic and tragic. As I was telling you,
A lot like life, right?
exactly.
Right.
So I was telling Chad Shank how much you were supportive after our last session, and he agreed, because I'm going to, the 3 things I wrote down, I like to make lists that we want to talk about: stress, self-confidence, and with Mr. Shank, some anger management.
Okay.
Andy couldn't be here today because he's has an appointment with a physician about an elective surgery. I don't feel comfortable talking about his business, but he'll be here next time.
Okay.
But Mr. Shank and I, we've gone through an arc with the Carnival. I was the 24-hour
This young
man.
man next to you, Mr. Shank.
Yes, this is Mr. Shank.
Oh, Mr. Shank.
Yes.
It's so nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, ma'am.
I knew a little bit about you the last session, but of course I never saw you and I never met you.
Right. He did
know.
come in at the end of the podcast because we were trainees at the time, and he was rustling us up. And but I did tell you that he runs the Carnival portion of what we have.
Fantastic.
Right.
Absolutely
I used to.
Fantastic.
Yes. So there's been some changes that we'll get into, but I want to know.
Aren't there always, though?
Right. I
always
wish I could
changes.
find some volume.
That's the only thing that we can rely on is change.
Right. And it's not all been
For any reason, at any time, you never know.
right. And but first I wanted to catch up with you. You still look fabulous.
Right now, I'm going through the killer cold. I've had a terrible cold all week, but I'm so glad that through better health we can do video or audio, video, so that so I don't have to worry about. I may sneeze in your face, but you won't get the cold.
That's so funny you say that, because it's hay fever here, and this is one of the issues I wanted to talk to you about with his anger management.
Okay.
When he sneezes, it sounds like he's laughing, which I think is adorable, and then I laugh as well, and sometimes he
you
strikes
start laughing,
me.
right? And he says, "What the hell are you laughing at?"
Exactly, and he will strike me with his hand and just hit me because he was made fun of a lot, early in his years.
I don't find it funny at all.
So he'll hit.
Yeah.
But I can't stop laughing when someone laughs. It's infectious.
Here's the thing: you don't know what other people think or what they hear,
Right.
or how they interpret it.
But you know
they
how
may-
hard they hit.
Yeah. So you have some of those old thoughts and feelings that kind of can come up again, and you don't like it, and
Right.
you have the right not to like it. You don't have to like it.
Exactly.
I don't like the reaction. I don't like to react angrily.
Well, no, of course not. But it actually hurts you, makes you feel bad, and that's why you react angrily. When we are hurt, we eventually become angry. So any of the people that you know that seem to have a problem with anger, they've been hurt.
I apologize, Judith. If you don't sneeze on me and give me a cold, then I hope you won't be upset by me smoking cigarettes. I hope it doesn't stink up your home.
There's not secondhand digital smoke.
Uh-oh.
You can you smoke away and enjoy.
I know it's an awful habit, but I'll tell you the stress of being on the road, because this is what happened earlier when I was hired to be the 24-hour man to go out in front of. See, you coughed, and now I feel like it's because of my cigarette or his marijuana, which is legal here, so it's fine. No, it's not legal there. She's in Florida. What happened was I got fired from my job as the 24-hour man because Mr. Shank made me take out my contact lenses because he doesn't like it when I make eye contact. So I put back on the midway, but then I got put in charge of promotion for the big Las Vegas 35-year anniversary of this carnival.
Well, go ahead.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, Gesundheit.
Yeah, right, Gesundheit, right.
Right. Yes, I have a 3% German in me. I did the Ancestry.com. I'm 3% German, but I only know.
And I can say jawohl.
Yes, my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you.
Thank you. Thank you. However,
Aaa-choo.
when you get a cold, though, it's not over in a day. They take a week and can take longer.
Right.
So it's just, like a fact of life. You just learn how to live with it. You don't like it, but you learn to live with it.
Exactly.
And it'll get better eventually. I'm figuring by Saturday I should be better. Not right away, but by Saturday. But there are people, and I don't think I'm one of them, that they get this cold and they lay low for 3 weeks. I said, that doesn't sound like a cold. That sounds like the flu.
Or the COVID.
It could be the COVID.
Yes. Have you been to China?
Not in a long time.
Okay, so maybe it's not COVID because that's where they grow it, I heard.
Oh, yeah, no.
Slow COVID.
Way before COVID.
Okay.
Way before COVID. Mr. Shank, thank you so much. I was absolutely thrilled when I heard that Stanhope and Andy were coming on and you took him under your wing, because there was a lot that he could see, do, and hear. He could learn so much. I mean, it was actually an experience that you gave him memories that will last a lifetime.
We all had good intentions at the beginning, for sure, ma'am, and I'm sorry how everything has gone, and I thought maybe I would get court-appointed counseling. This might count for that. They said I had to have some counseling. Maybe this would count.
What? For the anger? For what?
Yeah, I have some anger problems, they say. I find myself to be a calm person.
He has a bit of PTSD from his military service.
Oh boy, Mr. Shank. I know all about that.
It's
Not
actually MP TSD. It's motor pool related, but it's the same thing.
It wasn't during the war, but you know what?
PTSD is PTSD.
What's that?
PTSD is PTSD.
Right.
There's different varieties.
I have a bumper sticker that says that.
Like, there's one called CPTSD, meaning chronic. It's chronic PTSD. So it's a little bit deeper than the regular one, but that's the only difference.
We're going to have to Google search that.
I may have that.
You might have that.
I might.
And if you have any kind, any variety of PTSD, right? All of that, it has nothing to do with you. It's not personal. It all goes down to fear. So that fear is actually that. When I said hurt, that's the fear.
He said that.
And you've said that to me when I was afraid of different things. I've learned so much from you. And that's why I thought it was important to call. Now, there's been a restructuring now that I've been put in charge of promotions.
Right.
There's the big 35-year anniversary of the Carnival in Las Vegas coming up
Right.
September 6th. And
September. Okay.
and I'm in charge of promotions now because I
Wow.
told him, do you remember when you could sell?
That's heavy duty.
Yes, it is. And that's why stress and self-confidence are two things I want to talk to you about, as well as anger management.
But see, those things are completely normal. Anybody, like if you said, I don't want to do it, it's just too much for me, I'm going to have me do it, I would be stressed out and I would have a problem worrying about if I had enough self-esteem that I could handle it, because I would have to make plans, I would have to talk to a lot of people, I'd have to make a lot of phone calls, I'd have to do all of this, and is my self-esteem strong enough for me to handle that? So what you're thinking and going through is 150% normal.
That's even more than 100%.
You got it.
Let me explain to you the dynamic. Now, Chad and I, Mr. Shank,
Right.
he's been taking off his management duties, which he usually just sits in the trailer. And no, that's where you should be and where he's comfortable. Now we're both going to be in promotions.
Okay.
And you have to understand that the Carnival works where you have to reinvent yourself every year. So we have to come up with new promotions.
Well, that's like coming up with another act. If you have
Exactly, like coming up with another
something has
act.
to be different.
That's
it
a
has to
good
be
metaphor.
Yeah, that's a good
New.
simile.
Right, exactly right.
Right.
That's exactly right. We want to be bigger and better every year.
You can't
Or at
sell the
least- or
same
at least
act
get the
every
people
year.
to think that you're bigger and better every year.
Right. You can't sell the same act every year. So I'm
Right.
in charge of, because this September 6th weekend in Las Vegas,
Right.
the person who owns our overriding company,
Right.
GC Chaley, he's like a P.T. Barnum type, but he also does haunted houses.
How
So
cool is
he
that?
will have to leave in September to come
cool.
do the biggest haunted house in Tucson, Arizona. It's called The Most Frightening. You have to sign a waiver in case you have a heart attack. That's how. Yes.
Even if you're 5 years old.
Right. I don't know if they have
God.
lawyers or not, 5-year-olds. So
God,
now
that's funny.
he's kind of out of his comfort zone because he's going to have to be wandering amongst the people with his anger issues, where I'm going to have to be promoting new acts that I'm having to come up with.
Okay, well, Mr. Shank, you're going to have too much on your mind to even be thinking about an anger issue. You're not even going to be thinking. Your mind is going to be somewhere else. You're going to be preoccupied. You're going to be busy. So don't even think about anger.
This is
You
what
know.
I tell him inside my head. I don't say it to your face because sometimes you get angry, but I think the same thing, and that's why I'm so glad that you.
So, Mr. Shank, you don't have to worry about that.
I think you're right, and I wouldn't have accepted it from you. So I'm glad. Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank
Right,
you
right.
for pointing that out, because that does make sense.
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful, exciting time, and it's something to look forward to. And this is what life should be all about. We should have things to look forward to that keeps us going. And your creativity, which is in your mind, your creativity will come forth because you have so much that you want to do and that you need to do. And so you really don't have to worry about it. And now, Stanhope, your situation, talk to as many people as you can and see what kinds of ideas they might have. They might mention something to you that you think is a great idea.
That's
And you run with that.
I'll tell you what, you're exactly right. What I've done is I've gone back and I've looked through the internet for things. You have to understand, in Las Vegas, at 35 years in this carnival, Vegas has grown so much since then that we're competing against. It's kind of antiquated. When your act is 35 years old, it kind of can become stale.
But not for the kids. No matter what, the kids are crazy about it.
And that's where
as long as they can get cotton candy, and as long as they can,
That's exact. You are a mind reader, because what I was trying to gear a lot of my new gimmicks that I'm kind of, sometimes I find an old thing from the circus and go, how can we reanimate this? But the kids are important. We had a test run of one in Charleston, South Carolina, and it was, I thought, okay, what do kids like to do? I thought bobbing for apples, and then I thought, well,
usually only if it's a Halloween get-together. I mean,
yes.
They will. I don't know that they like it that much, but they'll do it, especially if they think that there's a coin in the apple.
Well, I thought about the dunk tank, and I thought, okay, what if we made the dunk tank? Then I thought, what is the most treasured pet for a child? And I thought of my own childhood, a bullfrog. So we tried out in Charleston, and it was during the week. It wasn't a weekend. It was weekdays. And I thought, this is a good time to try out new material. Bobbing for frogs. So
some kids are afraid of the water, though.
Yeah,
the water was the issue,
and,
Judith.
Well, it was also the age.
Or they think it's too cold. Well, their parent doesn't want them to go near the water. Maybe it's not the kid. Maybe it's the parent.
But Judith, what happened was what came into play was the age of the frogs when they were delivered, because pollywogs, it turns out, are a choking hazard for children, and he had to dislodge.
Well, if the children are young enough, they will put anything in their mouth. You name it. And
not swinging at that.
What do you think that would have been better than the frogs?
No, there was a choking incident because this frog wasn't fully developed. It was a pollywog, and he had to dislodge. He says it's a different version of the Heimlich maneuver, but he raised the child by his ankles.
How old a child would you say?
25 pounds.
Oh my God, that's not a child, that's a baby.
Well,
I'm kind of strong. It might have been 40.
Either way.
Still, okay. No matter what, it's too young a child. It's too young a child, no matter what.
He did dislodge it, though. I mean, he picked the child up by the ankles and slammed him up against the bumblebee ride, which was not properly put together.
I definitely feel like I won.
Well, you did win, but it scared the shit out of you.
Yes.
And the parents.
Yes, of course.
But the child lived, and I think it's a hero story if you look at it.
God stepped in because that child had to live.
Yes.
It's
exactly what I was saying. It was divine intervention.
That's something right. That's something that never should have happened to begin with.
When I swung that child by the baby Nikes against that bumblebee, the bumblebee is a very popular. I felt attraction. God through me.
Oh my God, I believe that.
Sometimes you just have to go with your natural instinct.
That event was the wrong thing.
Right. So what we're trying to do is come up with new, more safe events, but also Chad has some out of the box thinking. You've been to a Carnival Midway?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this is the 35-year anniversary in Vegas, so we're trying to find Vegas themes. Chad, if you remember, there was a game where you had like a machine gun that shot little pellets and you tried to shoot the red star out of the paper.
Not that particular one, but I do remember some events where they had the rifles doing some shooting.
Right. So
Yeah.
Chad thought to make it Vegas themed, he would make a diorama of the Las Vegas mass murder that happened a few years ago, where the man shot out of the room and killed all those people at the concert. And
I remember that, but don't go for anything that could scare anyone. And sometimes adults get scared too, not just kids.
oh no, this would be just like little model replica, little tiny people at
Like army men.
like army men and a fake but it would be the same air-powered pellet gun that you try to kill, and if you can't kill as many people as the actual killer, then you win the prize.
You have to think about it from a marketing standpoint. Is a lot of people think they can do better than 60.
And it's
And
the
that's
local
a
reference.
challenge.
Yeah, and it's topical to the location.
Well, I would say, listen, Vegas has its own theme because it's Vegas. Okay, Vegas will take care of people's expectations, et cetera, because it's Vegas.
Right.
You don't have to do anything that fits with Vegas. Vegas will stand on its own.
That's
What happens there stays there.
that's
You
I've
got
heard that.
it. You got it. So any type of an activity where somebody can get a prize, keep it colorful and simple.
Right.
You can have the idea of the rifle thing, you know, some kind of a pop gun or whatever, because there's so many different things you could have. Just where you're knocking things down, you know, if you can knock down 3 of them, you know, or 5 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
In other words, it does take a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill, but it's relatively easy and it's not hurting anybody.
Right. But we were trying to, again, try to upgrade to current events. Again, the Las Vegas shooting, that good fits with guns. What I thought, and I read a book about P.T. Barnum, and he played fast and loose with the rules. So I thought,
Well, that meant he was probably pretty creative.
right, P.T. Barnum from the Barnum and Bailey
Yeah.
Circus. Yes,
Yeah.
I guess it was a Wikipedia page, but I found out that he had a famous thing where he said that they had a thing where a lion was in a cage with a lamb and they didn't hurt each other, and that was an attraction. And they asked him, P.T. Barnum, how do you make the lion
Maybe they
not...
met when they were just little tiny cubs or something, you know? And they became good friends, and so they wouldn't hurt each other.
But actually, P.T. Barnum's retort was, it's a different lamb every show.
Okay.
So what he was saying is the lion didn't want to eat the lamb because he had a gastric bypass, and or I'm not sure. I didn't.
Or something.
Yeah, I couldn't finish the article because
No, that's
I had
okay.
to put out hay for the donkeys.
Don't pick anything that has a negative connotation. In other words, you're talking about that shooting where some people were injured.
Yes.
That would scare people,
But-
or that would give them a bad feeling, or they would know somebody who had a problem, or
Then,
you know.
then
you
let
wanna
me
get into that.
then let me throw a positive one, because I try not to watch the news, but I do just to see what's current. And what positive would be, release the Epstein files. It's what everybody wants.
Try to forget that. We don't care what everybody.
But what if, like P.T. Barnum, who was fast and loose with the truth, if I said we're going to release the Epstein files in this big top tent at 10:30, 1:30, and then the
Yeah.
late show at 5 p.m.
Try to let that that thought go, because we don't know exactly yet. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. It's still kind of up in the air a little bit, but you don't want to get involved with anything like that.
But Judith,
is gone, and
Judith,
we need a little
understand,
rest and
if I was P.T. Barnum, I could just make up people that are on the list, like Martha Stewart or Barry Manilow.
no, don't even get into it, because believe it or not, with adults, that's not funny, and with children or teenagers, that they don't know really who Epstein was and what he did and how, that they don't know his personality.
This is why I started.
They don't care that he's dead.
This is what I was thinking. You're right. Play to the kids and also include Casper the Friendly Ghost was on the list. Or maybe a more current Popeye the Sailor Man. And just so.
Do either of you know anybody now? Mr. Shank would know of people. You know people from other carnivals and other circuses that have gone on to different areas, wherever they are. Is any of those people that you trust and like enough to be able to get a hold of them to find out what would they recommend? And they might remember
it's
other...
kind of a competition.
The Carnival voice may be the most important voice in all of this. I think she's right. We should find out. I think that it's.
But we're always unscrupulous people fill this business.
In the Carnival would remember some of those sideshows that were popular. What was the most popular?
First of all, Judith, I just want you to know, and now it's been a couple months that I've been involved. They're very unscrupulous and they'll steal your idea. So it's very difficult to share ideas. But one thing I'd like to bring back is the Carnival freak shows.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's
you have
woke.
To do a lot of research to find the freaks, because you really don't have that much time. I mean, it's already July. September's 2 months.
Well,
and out in the world, where are those people?
We were thinking a Craigslist ad might work.
I don't think people like that are on Craigslist. Not what you're talking about, Stanhope.
Yes, but
about. Maybe something else.
If you can stay with me, because you've always encouraged my creativity, and that's one reason I come back to you like a moth to a flame. I use that analogy.
That's a great analogy.
Yes.
That's a great analogy. It really is.
I'm sorry. That's someone from the future, Michael Bean.
But you
So
kind of have to be
I
careful.
was thinking, because of the times we're living in,
Right.
we could have a woke freak show. Because what used to be a freak was, conjoined twins. He's had an idea that Andy and I...
Anything unusual.
Yes, but what's unusual now doesn't have to have an arm growing out of its head. You could just have a trans person that likes to play sports. So we were thinking of maybe a Harlem Globetrotters team of trans people on unicycles playing basketball.
Okay. The problem that I see with that, for you guys and for the Carnival, it's too complicated. It's too complicated. I wouldn't get into all of that. First of all, you don't have the time, and I don't know if the people in general now, right, would be that interested in it.
And the Craigslist ad is so hard to write. I have so many drafts.
He doesn't spell.
Okay, yeah.
He's not a...
And you don't have the time, like, let's say you put an ad in for someone or something or whatever you would put an ad in for, right? You don't have the time to get back all the responses and then contact them.
So many responses.
And meet them. And I would just say, don't get involved. some fun games where that kids would like, but adults would like too. Where they could win a little prize or a big prize.
Right. But we also have to sell acts under the big tent.
Well, with Vegas, you could find some cowboy types.
Cowboy types.
Kind of a riding event.
That would be the guy if he wasn't so reticent to go out in public because he might shoot people.
No.
You know what a midway in Vegas smells like? That's a horrible field of cow manure.
No. I don't. I've only been into the casinos and into the shows.
What?
I haven't been into a real carnival, not in Vegas.
But it's not legal to gamble, although the midway is kind of a gamble. When you go to Las Vegas, what's your go-to? Do you play a game, or do you what is there a show or a buffet? What do you like in Las Vegas?
Did you know that I used to live there?
No.
I lived there for 10 years. I left in 2008. I started in 1998.
No
Okay.
kidding.
Yeah. So when you live there, you usually don't like to go down to the Strip. And if you do, you're going for a show.
Okay, then you're gonna know that we're setting up the carnival is gonna be behind the old Union Plaza on those train tracks where the homeless live. So he's gonna have to go out at first with a tire walloper a couple days early and get all those beatniks off of our lot before we can drop stakes.
Yeah. Well, that's something that you didn't anticipate.
Well, the new 24-hour man should have greased the right palms so that I can whack those guys right out of there with no problem.
Well, can't you get your law enforcement to get them out, round them up and get them out?
I don't know if they've defunded the police there or not.
I would imagine they're just overwhelmed.
GC
right.
Chaley
I
that
know.
overrides
That would be true.
this
That would be
whole
true.
thing. He's the one that he's giving me encouragement. He took a liking to me, and this is the P.T. Barnum of our corporate
Generation.
world. Yes, and he took a liking to me, which you said
Happens.
it happens with new hands. They call us new hands when he drinks Drambuie.
Handsy.
Yeah.
Is the carnival there? Does it represent itself there every year? So
Yes, this is the 35th anniversary, and this carnival
But
started
Vegas?
at the dive bar, which was
Vegas?
called the Escape Lounge 2 back
Well,
then.
you should have some things from previous years that worked out very well for everybody, and that everybody liked. That you can do the same thing.
Yes, but the carnival is different than music. In music, people want to hear the greatest hits, but in carnival, you have
But
to
that's
have
not
a new
carnival.
act
That's
all the
carnival.
time. Do you remember the old circuses where they had Lobster Boy and the Yang and Chang, the Siamese twins?
I don't know. Where did you see them?
No, this is because this is what I read on Wikipedia about the old
You read
Barnum
about
and
'em.
Bailey circuses,
Yes.
where they had the freak shows and the wild men of
That
Borneo.
may have been right, but I think that was before all of our times.
Yes, but I'm trying to use that as a vaulting board
Right,
to
right.
springboard into the future. So instead of
Right.
the wild men of Borneo were a huge attraction. I'm practicing
Oh, I
my
can
midway
imagine.
voice. Huge.
But that was probably 1930, though. I mean, it was way.
Yes, but
way
how can
before
we
our time,
recreate
you know?
that now? I'm trying because you gave me courage to trust my creativity and my out of the box thinking. The wild men of Borneo weren't even from Borneo because he misrepresented.
Well, because they didn't need to be.
Well, they were mentally retards from the Appalachians that were albinos.
Okay.
So, like you said, it's hard to find those. But Chad Shank suggested, how about just a romper room style, just a room full of soft, retarded kids, because everyone likes retarded kids. They're like kittens.
Yeah, but again, you know what's interfering with that is time. Time is not your friend, it's your enemy. So I would say more, it is Vegas. Maybe you could find some magic shows, maybe you could find some singers, maybe something that's already there that wouldn't mind having a little extra gig, that
There's
people would enjoy.
You could double that down with retarded, and they're a dime a dozen. Retarded people with skills are easy to find. I see them it's the last segment on the local news is a retarded kid that can play
But the thing is, where and how do you gather them? So again,
right.
Time.
Right.
Time.
Sometimes they're weaving together palm fronds right down on Fremont Street. We should be able to find some. This is Carnival Recruiting 101.
Yeah, right. So if you think that that's what would work for you, then you're going to have to go to Vegas maybe a week in advance. How long in advance will you play?
Well, now that I'm not the 24-hour man, and we were given a break to come up with, I have a whole list of different ideas here, and they have, if I can succeed with this, because I need Vegas to sell out, to show that I still have the stripes I did. I used to sell seeds out of the back of a comic book. Do you remember that?
Vaguely, yes.
Yes, and I was not doing any good selling these seeds, and then I read the book Jack and the Beanstalk, and I lied to people just like P.T. Barnum and said, hey, these are magic beans, and then I sold out all of my seeds at 11 years old.
All the kids believed you, right?
Yes, and then they beat the absolute tar out of me when the giant beanstalk didn't grow and there was no giant.
Oh my
So
God.
I have PTSD as well, or CPTSD or MPSTDs. I have.
You might have PT
I might have
Barnum,
STDs.
PT.
I'm not.
TV.
I feel like I should check on your health. Maybe I could better help you. I'm worried.
No, don't be, because if you're dealing with a cold, again, it's just a matter of time.
Yes.
I really should. This is Wednesday. I should be better by Saturday.
Good.
Not overnight, but in the next 3 or 4 days.
Right.
Because I started with it on Sunday, Monday, something like that. So with a cold, you have to give it at least a week.
Right. Yes. I hate that I'm taking up your time of recovery. All I'm looking for.
Not at all. Because in recovery, that's all you have is time.
Exactly.
Right?
Sometimes the most relaxed I ever feel is when I'm very deathly sick with a cold, because I know I can't do anything else but lay in bed.
That's true. That's true.
What I'm looking forward to, and hopefully on our next session, hopefully we can do this from Vegas with Andy if he hasn't had the change. They've offered me, if this sells out, that on Super Bowl weekend they have a chicken wing eating competition that they'd like me to host, and
I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I'm terrifies
all the chicken wings that you can eat. That's a hell of a deal.
Yes, and I would host it like a circus ringmaster. I would get a top hat and go, who else would like to eat some chicken wings? And that's on the table from the plaza.
See, now there you have something that almost anyone would like.
Yes.
And enjoy. And like I said, a fancy, colorful hat or blazer, or where would that be? What's the location?
That would be down on Fremont Street.
Oh, it would be. Okay.
Yes, down. I don't know if you've been to old Las Vegas, but it's
not in a while.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's kind of like
But it's
6th
still-
Street in
still gonna
Austin.
be
You could
pretty
get
warm.
stabbed or have the best time of your life. But yeah,
Who is going to be making those chicken wings?
well, I don't know. They just said that I would be the host.
Annie Letterman.
Yes, Annie Letterman. If you can't find, albino, disabled, mentally, what do you call the retarded now? Unstable?
No, it depends on what kind of retarded are we talking about? Oh,
Like
we're
a
talking
number?
about
Well, the soft-faced
are we
ones.
Talking about what are we talking about? Special Olympics? I mean, it depends on what you're talking about.
All right. Well,
Yeah. I mean, there's a huge range, like iron lung to Special Olympics.
Well, also, the main problem that you have is the time. You don't have time to go looking for people like that. And not only that, finding them, and then what do you do with them? And how do you get them to come and work, with you? And where do they stay? And where do they eat? And all, it's just too complicated.
Some of these, and this comes down from G.C. Chaley at the top. Bernard Aranguren is his other pseudonym. He said that, because when I first made contact with him, he came to check out our show in Virginia Beach, which was underattended, to say the least. But he was drinking Drambuie, and he I guess it's his thing. He elbows you and he says, "If you had boobs on your back, I would never leave you." He said it more coarsely, but he is the one who said, what was your question again?
My question?
Yes.
No, I just recommended be careful with the time, because you don't have much time, and realize that it's hard for you to find the kind of people that
Sorry,
you want.
I forgot my point. My point was that when he said that if you had boobs on your back, I thought it was just a joke. But then Mr. Shank told me some insight about that he wants me to get implants on my back for the freak show in case we can't because of time concerns.
I don't want you doing anything on your back or your front. Okay, again, it's too it fits in too complicated, and you don't have the time, and you would regret it.
He said they could be taken out right. Well, you said they could be taken out right away because you know a guy.
Listen,
the guy that fixed your carburetor.
Ask Andy.
Yeah, Andy. Well, we'll see what happens with Andy. But we have high hopes.
What kind of a doctor is Andy?
Oh no, Andy's going to go. He's looking into what do you call it? A procedure that is not necessary.
A career enhancement procedure.
So if we can't find the Borneo wild men or bearded ladies, you just can't even do a bearded lady anymore because half the people are.
Well, I don't even know if, and I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to see that type of thing as a kid, if I went to the circus or whatever. I don't even know if that's popular anymore. How popular is that? Or would the kids just want to see a hip hop band or something? What would they want to see?
Right.
What would they?
If you had a bearded lady, you'd put her on a unicycle and.
Well, yeah, she probably wouldn't know how to ride it.
Well, yeah.
We have hip hop and freaks that we can find.
That's true. Hip hop. You know what? I've not even thought about the hip hop.
There's a lot of kids that have put together a band with their friends, and they're really good. So if you had a couple of groups of kids or something,
they can. I've seen where they dance against each other like it's combat, and they step at each other, and you could have that with.
That seems aggressive.
Yeah, you don't want it to be aggressive. You want to be everything to be nice.
Yeah, maybe they could do the electric slide at each other, or maybe what are some of the dances that you did when you were out on the floor and not stuck with a cold?
The twist.
The twist.
Chubby checker.
I know how to do that. It fixes my back.
The twist is starting to get popular again. So I mean,
I heard that.
you could have a twist contest, and people would come. Well, they'd practice, but they would come and they would dance.
Right.
And
You could put it next to the ride the twist.
You'd have a winner, and then they would win something like
right. And you know
could be
what?
A stuffed animal, it could be absolutely anything.
You're a genius in that, because that would work for both the old and the young.
Right.
Now, you couldn't get, because again, as I said, I'm 58 years old, and I'm one of the youngest people that's been on this ride for 35 years. And I mean, you could come be a showgirl and be the prettiest one on the midway. And
well, Las Vegas has enough of its own showgirls.
Well, yeah, that's why we're out back on the railroad tracks in the hobo camp, because we can't really compete with that fucking giant Astrophere or whatever it is where all the U2 plays. I don't know.
Oh no, I know what you mean. I do know.
Yeah, so we're up against some heavy odds, but I think
I'm saying contact some of the people that you've known in the past, and this is for Chad. Hi there, Chad. People that you've known that you've liked.
I'm sorry,
and
just
ask them,
it would be better if you called him
a little
Mr.
bit.
Shank, because he strikes me if I call him by his first name.
She can.
I don't. He won't strike me though.
No.
Oh, good.
No. She's very nice. She's all right.
He wouldn't strike me. He can't get at me.
Okay, yeah.
He's not going to strike me.
Okay, good. Because I keep sneezing watching you sneeze.
Pick their brains and ask their opinions. What do you think? What would fit the times? Things change. People like different dances, different songs, different things like that.
Right.
What might work?
You could do the twist with elderly and the youngest, but you couldn't do limbo.
No, and you wouldn't want to.
Right, not without a EMT that's actually certified on site.
The whatever it is, okay, and they would have to kind of get under it, and
right.
People could fall getting under that,
right,
and hurt their back.
Liability issues.
Exactly.
They've been pounding this into me at the compound where I'm retraining for promotion.
Exactly. You have to be
liability
liability
issues.
Well,
Because
that's true.
GC Chaley is not just the overall CEO of the entire project with the haunted houses and the abortive vans. I don't know if I even got into that. But he's the one, he's also his own attorney. And they say, anyone who acts as their own attorney is an idiot.
Well, does he? That depends on the situation. What's the problem? Because a lot of people.
We had a problem up in Richmond, Virginia. We had a problem. We ran out of the whipped thing, the cotton candy, and that was.
Dear.
And
that's a no-no.
The biggest. So someone replaced it with insulation that they took out of one of the trailers. And that caused. So
come on.
I know, and there was a kerfuffle. There was, and it wasn't my fault. I was not manager. He was not manager. Now we're in promotion, so we get off the hook liable-wise. But Mr. Chaley had to act as.
Would that man that you said was the honcho over all of this? Would he have any ideas? Or would he know somebody that would have some ideas, so he can kind of give you a recommendation or a referral, something like that?
Right. He was. He was one of the people that he says we should call this midway the spectacular-anza. And that was the only note we've gotten
That's fine,
from him.
but then you have to make it spectacular.
Right.
So you have to find out how.
I'll tell you the first step how, Judith. Call you because you always give me inspiration.
I want to thank you for that. But this is a little more, like I said, a little more complicated than just inspiration. But maybe it'll get your creative juices flowing and you can start to come up with some ideas.
Well, you've got to look out for liability because in Vegas, you'll get sued and they'll try to take every last sand dollar you have.
I
Yes.
believe it.
And we're going up against NFL kickoff is the same weekend. That's September 6th is our big spectacular-anza. And then Sunday is opening kickoff of football. So we're up against NFL, and they're dirty players. They are on every TV screen.
You need a lot of people to help you because, again, time is your enemy, not your friend.
But that's where Mr. Shank comes into play with genius ideas because we're going to have to unhome the homeless people that clog up our site back there on the tracks.
That may not be your job.
But they might be great workers. Will you work for food? Will you work for a fiberglass candy?
Well, if you were, oh God, that's awful. You know, if you were actually building a haunted house from scratch, you know, and you needed people to do the building, they might work for that.
They build their own homes back there, and so I'm sure they could put together a midway and prop it up, just kind of like a barn raising, an old-fashioned barn raising.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true.
And they could sleep there at night to keep an eye on all the stuffed animals we're giving away.
Vegas, there's enough acts around that would love the chance to make even a meal, you know, a few bucks or a meal or something like that, or real cotton candy even.
Stay with me, Judith, because you're giving me ideas. Stay with me right now. I'm going to write this down. A lot of the mainstream acts that would be competing with us, like Wayne Newton, let's say. Okay, what if we release the Epstein files and Wayne Newton is one of the names? All of a sudden, people are coming to our carnival.
No.
As soon as they search the name, it would come up.
Liability. You don't want to get anyone that is known involved.
This is why Bernard Aranguren, a.k.a. G.C. Chaley, told us that when we release the Epstein files, everyone that comes into that tent has to sign a non-disclosure agreement to not say, because that would give away the whole gag. So they have to sign a non-disclosure agreement that says they have to pay Wayne Newton over $100,000 if they say his name outside the tent.
They may not follow that agreement, so you can't trust everybody.
Well, he is a lawyer.
Well,
But if we're taking the money at the door, then we win anyway.
Right. We don't. Yeah, our business permits are under a shell corporation that Mr. Chaley has spread out through Barbados, Antigua, the Seychelles.
and you don't want to mention any names that anybody knows. You know, remember what I said in the very beginning of our time together today? I said people are pretty soon, especially by September, no longer going to be interested in the Epstein files.
I see what you're saying.
They're chopping them all
Up a
up
new
now.
Epstein.
They're talking about them a lot now, but they really want to get rid of talking about them. People are getting tired of it. It's kind of like old hat because of the fact that he's dead. So let's talk about something current, something that's going on now that they might be interested in.
Right. P.T. Barnum, let's tell them that Epstein isn't really dead, because people love conspiracy theories.
Oh, no, that's true. That is actually true. You know.
Do you have any conspiracy theories that you watch?
No, my own feeling about some of those, it's old news. People wouldn't be interested in hearing about it now.
Right.
It's kind of old news.
Right.
They have that TV show like The Secret of Oak Island where they try to find treasure. What if they just dug up Epstein Island as a reality show? Just to see.
Well, we're not pitching TV shows. We can't recreate
Well-
Epstein Island as well as we can recreate the shooting scene of the mass killer. And I thought that was a brilliant idea, and you didn't have to hit me. Oh,
You could always have a Tombstone, Arizona exhibit and have the cowboys, and you could have a shootout because it's not real bullets.
wow!
You
If
could
we
have
could
it
get
do
like,
that.
I think
And
there's
have the
only a
horses.
couple of actors still alive from that show. But if we could get someone like low rent, like Michael Biehn, who played Johnny Ringo, that could actually make a celebrity guest appearance. I haven't even thought of it.
Actually, you wouldn't even need celebrity. You just need some locals to ride some horses, and people like that.
Right,
And
and put on a fake mustache.
Maybe do some trick riding. There would be people that know how to trick ride because you're in the cowboy country. Nevada has a lot of cowboys.
Right.
Something like
They
that.
don't have
could be-
steamships to take you across the Atlantic, but they do have cowboys.
Yeah, right. That
Round
could be
some up.
interesting. But you need to talk to people and ask around, for games, for shows, for different events, different things like that,
Let me ask you a very honest question, and if you don't want to answer, do you ever, when you talk to other therapists, if you do, are you afraid they're going to steal your ideas?
No, because they have their own.
But you're the best.
No. Not at all. But thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
No.
I've talked to a few others, but no one has ever compared to
I think
you.
what comes through to you, Stanhope, is that I really, really want to help the people that are my clients that I talk to.
But
I
you-
really want to help them. So I can get creative. I can talk. I can, we can go back and forth and what they call brainstorm. We
Right.
brainstorm.
I had a brainstorm once that wiped out the entire village.
Ooh. Ooh.
Sometimes
Not good.
not thinking is the best kind of thinking. But I want to tell you, you are like the person who plays the fiddle next to the angry gorilla that calmed him down. I've never seen him this interactive because you are just a welcoming presence that I've never felt
Oh,
before.
thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I've never seen him this
But
joyous and free.
everything that I say is to be logical and to try to help and to understand. And so what we do is we give each other wisdom. We don't realize that, but because we're human beings, we give each other wisdom and we get ideas. And that's what's really good for you is to get ideas, but ideas that are not going to hurt anybody and they're going to appeal to all ages.
Right, right. All ages appeal to the masses, and
So from the carnival as it is, there's probably a lot in the carnival that you can use in Vegas. It doesn't have to be all just for Vegas. Because like I said, Vegas has plenty going on and plenty of entertainment. And so it's not like you have to do anything special unless you want to have a Ferris wheel. But there's probably a Ferris wheel in Vegas too.
What? Just since we were talking about brainstorming, what if we just go in with spray paint and we spray paint Carnival over Circus, and we just take over
with an arrow.
that
That's a great
whole
idea.
area,
With
and
a
then it's
great
like
idea.
pre-made.
That's very underattended. That circus, carnival. I think.
Carnival.
Well, we're gonna have to check with our lawyer and boss to see if that's taken. But if it's spray paint, they can't sue you for spray paint. I read that on the message board.
Well, it's like a pirate activity. It happens fast, in and out.
Yeah.
It's over.
Okay. Well, you know what? I can't wait to tell you that we sold out Las Vegas. That's on my vision board.
Who's in charge of the tickets and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. One more time?
Who's in charge of making up the tickets and having them available?
Andy is supposed to be doing that, and I told him at the beginning of the tour, you're in charge of the money. I'm sure there's a clip of that. He's going to be. Will
tickets be available online for people?
Yeah, well, that's one thing. As I just became part of the new group, so I don't know how they don't give me money or dealings with money. So, but Andy's going to be in charge of that.
Have a website?
I think they say it'll be in the links on stuff.
Oh, well, here's the thing with carnivals of this level. Not saying we're not Barnum and Bailey's Ringling Brothers, but really people just have to see that it's going on because a lot of them are in shopping centers in small towns. People just see bumper cars and they see the bumblebee and the
Where did the carnival do the best?
Well, I would say Charleston, South Carolina, except for that incident with the child in the pollywog that you dislodged like a hero, but that's not how they wrote up in the local news. The South is where carnivals tend to work the best because they're, not your South Florida.
Like going to the county fair.
I think she meant like where in Vegas, and I would say next to the bus station.
Oh no! I mean in the country.
Okay. I thought you meant like in Las Vegas where it was at. It was just that's right by the bus station is the best.
I guess that the South. Bernard Aranguren says the South because they're so dim-witted, they'll throw a dart at anything and miss.
Well, they just want a little entertainment.
Yeah.
A little entertainment.
See,
they're probably used to the county fairs that have been happening there for 100 years.
Right.
And so any type of an event, they like that. They like to go somewhere.
Right. And that's where, like, I had, the strongman game where you hit the mallet on top of and try to ring the bell. Well, that's a bit antiquated, but now I know all the kids are into algorithms. So instead of test your strength, I thought, test your algorithm and plug that will be in Las Vegas, September 6th, right behind the Plaza Hotel, and we'll be hanging out for Football Sunday. And you tweet that or whatever your TikTok it, and whoever gets the most hits wins a stuffed animal.
That's cool, but they may want to find out for themselves what their strength is.
Yes, but they also care more about what their algorithm is.
Well, you find out. Maybe you could do both. Maybe you could do both.
Could do both. Hit the bell and test your algorithm.
Yeah, right.
Right.
One punch equals a retweet.
You have been fantastic. I think we've taken up too much of your time.
Well, we've gone over, but then there was a lot to talk about. We haven't talked in so long.
I know. I'm not going to make it that long, but I want to wait till we're in Vegas and I can tell you exactly how it's come out. And then Andy can tell you about his things. And I just feel you give me a world of possibilities.
Well, I'm glad that you feel that way. Mr. Shank, do you feel that I'm giving him some creativity?
I feel that you've given both of us some creativity, and I did not expect that. And I
that's great, though.
Very much appreciate it.
I'm really, you know that I wish you the best, and I want you to stay well, okay? And I want you to be happy, but I don't want you to get involved in anything that's not going to work for you.
Right.
Right?
That's what my mother used to say.
trial and error is the key, but hopefully not for Vegas, because that's where you have to bring your A game. I learned that expression. A game.
Right.
It's
But
the first one.
because Vegas.
And whatever crimes you commit don't count. I think that was the saying.
Okay.
Well,
doesn't count.
Yeah, it's
But because you're going to Vegas, you know, the background of Vegas will take care of a lot, so that you can keep it real simple, because Vegas is there. So people can go and do this, and they can go here, and they can go there, and that will keep them entertained.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry so much about entertaining them.
there's so many places down there too. The El Cortez, the Mint, all the best places.
Everything.
You lived
Everything.
there, so you know. I just did a Google Earth search and said, "Wow."
Yeah, no, there's everything going on. So you can, whatever you're going to be doing, you can keep it simple and go pull in things that did work, that were good, that were fun for people, and include that in what you're doing there in Vegas.
Elephant ears. You know what? Elephant ears. That's a seller.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's what you need is the sellers.
Yes.
Just the sellers. But keep it simple so that you don't get too deep into whatever it is that you're doing.
Tell me one thing that you remember from a carnival or a county fair that was a childhood joy of yours, and we're going to name it the Judith.
Oh, no, okay. Well, what I remember most is some of the rides. Okay. But that means bringing in a lot of mechanical stuff, you know, and I don't know that the carnival has all of that.
We have some smaller rides that are unlicensed and probably wouldn't pass some safety inspections, but we hired mostly high school, middle school kids and they're quick learners. They can just YouTube how to put together a scrambler.
They are.
Or the bumblebee that now is defunct since he hit that kid against
So
it to dislodge a polywog.
Do stay well and stay cool.
Well, we lost
Okay.
almost all of our Hispanics, so half of the bolts are going to be
Yeah,
iffy
that's a big
if
problem.
they're
We'll tell you
tight or
about that
not.
next time, but because of the Trump
Okay, I'll
ice.
look forward to it. We blanked out here.
Bye now.
Bye, take care.
We'll talk
Wishing
to you
the
soon.
best.
We
Thank
love you,
you.
Judith.
All
Thank
right,
you.
I'll look forward to it.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye now. Rate your session. I'll go with 5. Clink, clink. Everything's a 5. Submit rating, and now I have to remember to cancel it. Otherwise, it's going to continue to bill me $110 a week. Yes, every one of these is $110.
That's fucking fun. You fucking happy.
I think the best part is the times we did hide a laugh, but you don't have to hide a laugh from her. She's not gonna notice.
That's the great part. Is that's why I just start throwing stuff because I'm like, I don't think she'll notice no matter what I say. Like she'll just disregard it.
Yeah, she's always kind of looking up into one side.
You know what it is? I recognized it right away. She's looking at herself in the fucking thing.
See, I didn't know.
She's not paying any attention to us whatsoever. I guarantee.